the baseball game because it's super fun.
For fans, minor league baseball covers all the bases, especially here in Connecticut's capital city of Hartford.
The atmosphere is great. This Dunkin' Donuts park is wonderful, and it's very family-oriented.
The Hartford Yard Goats draw big and enthusiastic crowds, says General Manager Mike Abramson.
It's really accessible. It's accessible financially, it's accessible physically, it's easy to park, it's easy to get in and out. And all over the country, minor league baseball is in your backyard.
On this night, the Yard Goats are playing the New Hampshire Fisher Cats.
I really like the Yard Goats and I live close to here. We try to make it to every one of their games. I love their sportsmanship and how they play and stuff.
Duncan Park opened in 2017 with approximately 6,100 seats. Since then, Ballpark Digest has named it the country's best AA minor league ballpark, a record 4 times. First baseman and outfielder Zach Kokoska joined the Yard Goats for the 2024 season.
They're really good at just making it really fun here in Hartford for the fans. It's more of an interactive experience in the minor leagues, and I think the fans really like that.
In fact, they swarm the team's mascots, Chompers and Choo Choo, says Abramson.
So they're goats. It's tough to tell by looking at them, but they're goats, green and blue. Chompers is the male goat, Choo Choo is the female goat. The relationship is completely unknown.
Turns out a yard goat has nothing to do with animals and everything to do with Connecticut's historic railroads.
A yard goat is kind of like the caboose. It's the hardest working little train. You know, it's the thing that pulls the big trains around and never gets the recognition.
Maybe that's because this city of 120,000 residents is sometimes overshadowed by New York and Boston, but Hartford is celebrated by locals for its welcoming vibe. Nicknamed the insurance capital of the world, Hartford is home to unique architecture and a grand state capitol dating back to 1878.
So Bushnell Park, 37 acres of recreation here right in central downtown Hartford. So it's sort of like Hartford Central Park, if you will. And it's the place for office workers, for afternoon strolls, for family picnics.
Naisha McCauley is Bushnell Park's conservancy manager.
What I love about Hartford is its walkability. You know, we are like 18 square miles. You really can travel through downtown in really a short walk. And that makes it sort of a charming town/big city.
Bushnell Park is home to the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch, which honors 4,000 Hartford residents who fought in the Civil War.
Hartford is home to one of the oldest carousels in the United States. It's actually built in 1914. Came here in 1974 from Ohio, from an enthusiastic volunteer who felt that Hartford needed something downtown, and it's only $2 a ride.
Other historic attractions include the Harriet Beecher Stowe Center. Stowe wrote the anti-slavery novel Uncle Tom's Cabin, published in 1852. She lived in this house until her death in 1896.
She lived here with her 2 adult twin daughters who'd never married, as well as her husband. Probably about 90% of the objects in the house are either Stowe's or in the Stowe direct family.
The house is open for tours, says the Stowe Center's Kat White and Erica Slocum. Uncle Tom's Cabin was a blockbuster in its day, a type of protest literature that made an impact, says Slocum.
She brings that awareness to people who otherwise wouldn't have fully understood or had any kind of thought about the plight and experience of Black people in this country.
And in West Hartford, a place of respite since 1897. The 100-acre Elizabeth Park Conservancy is a public park owned by the city. The park's Helen S. Kamon Rose Garden opened in 1904.
It's the oldest public rose garden in America. It's on the National Register of Historic Places, and we get thousands of visitors every year.
Terry D'Italia is a seasonal rose gardener here.
This is about 2.5 acres, the whole rose garden that we're standing in now. And we have about 475 rose beds, maybe 800 different varieties of roses.
The rose garden is resplendent in summer and fall, while the perennial garden blooms until the first frost.
The perennial garden is very exciting this year. It's just been redesigned and replanted. It is gorgeous. It's also a place of so many memories for so many people who live in this area or who have moved away and come back. People just love this place. It's in everybody's hearts.
And back to those Hartford Yard Goats. They are having a good start to their season. They won the Northeast Divisional Championships for the first part of the season. They will play the winners of the second part of the season in the playoffs in September.
Yeah, a little different system there, but I think it's good. Gives everybody a chance. Back to downtown Hartford. Lots going on there. A lot of restaurants, food halls, that sort of stuff. Bushnell Park has a lot going on as well, especially with festivals during the summertime. And actually the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial, which we showed you, you can climb to the top of that and get an aerial view of the city. So lots going on.
All right, still ahead in Portland, Maine. What's in a name?